Hi friends, Roxanne Steed here. I just wanted to share my last little sketchbook with you. I've got two, in fact, that I ran simultaneously. A smaller version, it's one of these linen-covered sketchbooks, and then one that's a little bit larger, and I would use them in my morning class and my evening class. And that last class was called Birds, Blooms, and Beaches. It was one of the most fun classes that I have ever taught because it was really all about playing in your sketchbook. And of course, all the themes were really playful. And I had started this sketchbook a little bit earlier with just some doodles. And so it wasn't a brand new, fresh sketchbook mostly, but just it had a couple pages that had like this one had 2 pages that I had started and then gessoed over, and then I've actually glued them together because they just were a bother. So on the back of that glued page that was so stiff and thick, I just put a couple of quotes down that I wanted to lead into my next theme with. There are places you'll never want to leave, and some that will never leave you. And why do you go away? So that you can come back, so that you can see the place that you come from with new eyes and extra colors. Anyway, so I just had some sketches. One of the classes in the series that I just taught was Room with a View. That was the last week. So we learned how to find a horizon line and set up a lovely room with an ocean view and put your favorite pet in there. This was some of the earlier doodles that I had in the book already before my class started. And then I had just messed around when I was thinking of ideas that I wanted. I wanted to have some kind of a little cartoonish beach babe, which, you know, this was the beta version, let's call it, the early version. So I was just playing around with some bathing suits and exaggerated figures. Here's the seashell day, beachcombing. I had some sea stars and urchins and scallops and whelks and mussels. So they're really fun to paint with watercolor. So here's back to that little bathing suity cutie. Here's another version. I decided not to give her an elongated neck, but really hips like mine. Very hippie kind of person. But anyway, it was really fun. So I wanted to have something that I could share with my students that we would draw from a template, and you know, how to make your own little template and then use it over and over to have a variety of versions of this little person. And we did LL bean bags that we could personalize. I had this one, I just wanted to add my favorite summer playlist. And some beach items that you might want to put in a beach bag. What would you bring with you to the beach? Here was another seashell day. They are just so much fun to paint. I could probably paint this over and over, just different shells. Here's a little, another version of the shell seeker, the bathing suity cuties. They're a lot of fun. You can just add all kinds of variations on this figure. So I also, in that class, I wanted to play around with a little bit of mixed media, some of the Posca pens and Micron pens, and just the different things that you can play around with, especially with these Posca pens. They are so much fun. So anyway, I just love those bathing suit pages. And then, of course, Birds and Blooms was part of the class, so I wanted to show how you can make a border of flowers and have space for an interesting and pretty quote. We did a little bit of ocean view with a seagull and some rocks. Here's some more of those little bathing suity cuties, some other variations on skin tone and hair and suits. And this gives you a little practice on using a sky as a background, playing around with some ocean waves, how you want it coming in without making it your main focus. So it's a place to play in your sketchbook. Here's a little drawing to set up, another version. And here's using that LL Bean bag again on a Memorial Day tribute. In the other sketchbook, this one was one that I had started, gosh, years ago, and had it on the shelf because I really don't love this paper, but I was determined, since I love the covers, I was determined I was going to use this and find, prove to myself that you can make fun sketches even on paper that you don't love. So this was a good experiment in that. And I like the bigger pages. I think this is an 8x8. Yeah, the pages are 8x8. And of course, when you open them up, it gives you a nice big spread. These smaller ones are 8x5.5. And they're a nice size for travel. I mean, it gives you plenty of room to, make an image. The big ones are fun, though. You can really toss a lot in there, play with borders. Again, this was using those little Posca pens to bring in all the white lines and dots. Just really fun. Here's just a list of some of my favorite beaches, some of the places that I've lived, some of them that I had been to as a child. And you can see I've repeated some of my designs. I would teach the morning class, and then I would teach the evening class, another variation of that. And of course, seashells. It's fun when you have a nice big spread like this, that you've got room for, maybe a lovely quote. So you can play with some lettering and maybe using a little bit of variety in your paint, or even using some, watercolor pencils like the Derwent pencils are a lot of fun. Or there's even some, really nice pastels too that are they're like pastel pencils made by Supracolor by Carandash. So it's always fun to bring in some extra media. Here's another big swath of swimsuits. It's so much fun. And of course, who can resist the little itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini? Here's another little sample of the Beach Babe. And birds and blossoms put into a wreath. Another image with the seagull and the rocks. So one of them I taught the morning class, one I taught in the evening class. And then on the last day of our 6-week series, I taught setting up the room with the view. This room was the porch view. I think I taught this one to the morning class, and then the other one, this one, I taught to the evening class. And again, it's really fun to play around with your lettering. Make that a part of your sketchbook page. And your border doesn't have to be wide and fancy. It can be just a little bit of a dot dash type of thing. It's really adds a little bit of sparkle to your page. I think this was the evening class demo where I did a little variation on the other one. And again, just jazzing up this lettering with stripes and a little cast shadow beside the letter. Bring some of the colors from your painting into the border. Can be a lot of fun. So it's, these pages are just fun to go back and look at. And then this was, of course, after the class, just doodles on my own. So, I will probably continue some more flowers in this book and some more beach scenes, because now we're heading right into summer, and I love those topics. So anything that I can find from my local flower farmer, I'm going to be painting, and some more beach scenes too. So I'll leave you with Color by the Sea. Thanks again. Bye.